What's up, everybody? Q&A time. I'm doing some driving, and I thought, hey, maybe I could talk to you guys just a little bit. I got a question that was submitted, and but before we get into it, you guys need to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Some of you have been watching the videos but not subscribed yet, so we need you to do that right now. Go ahead and do it right now. Okay, here's the question. It's from WR Farms. He said, Josh, what do you think about the Zip-R exterior system with rock wool filling in between the exterior studs? Next time on a build similar to this, and I think he's talking about our red oak Barndominium build, he says, and Zip-R on the shop wall between the living quarters. Not only would this insulate the building really well, but offer superior sound reduction from the outside without the mess and hassle of spray foam. Okay, thank you, WR Farms, for submitting your question. I like the idea of the Zip-R sheathing. I think for those of you that are not certain of what this is a product that is the same as the zip system as far as the surface, but the inside it has insulation. So our sheathing for our value added to the zip system, and you can get it in like half an inch, maybe an inch and a half, and then I think maybe as much as 2 inches that you can have, and it's attached to the zip system as you do the install. I think it's a cool product Huber Wood makes, and I would love to use it. One of the reasons why I think it's a good option is because it gives you a thermal break, and that way on the outside of the studded walls you have that thermal break, and that way the studs you just have this continuous insulation break to where you don't have the passing through of heat transfer onto the inside of the studs. There's great measures and lengths you can go to help prevent that, but this product is a good option to do that. Talking about the Zip-R, I think there's possibly some concern about compression and things like that, to where when you're doing the attachment you have to really follow the guidelines so that you're putting your fasteners per the specs and the required desired places. So you'd want to follow that correctly. Like the way that we frame our Barndominiums, we could definitely use the Zip-R sheathing on the wall space. I think it poses a problem for me on the roof space because I have the steel purlins at the top, and so I can't because my purlins are 4 feet apart from each other. I can't span 4 feet with the Zip-R sheathing. I'd have to add additional stud framing in there, and then I'm losing some of my advantage of using that steel structure altogether, which is to span open areas and achieve farther spanning capabilities than you could necessarily with just typical wood framing. On to the next part of the question, which is talking about the rock wool. I think rock wool is a great product. I think it's a great option as well for the interstitial space between the wall and the zip system. I like the idea, like what you're saying, that you don't have maybe some of the messiness of the spray foam. I don't have a problem with it at all. I think if you're concerned at all about using spray foam as far as condensation, humidity, things of that nature, you should go another direction to try to prevent humidity. But the rock wall is a great system. I mean, the humidity issue is a whole nother topic, so maybe I need to address that on another Q&A. The rock wool is a great option. But on the roof areas, again, I've found it best for me to spray foam with like a closed cell direct to metal on my roofs. I don't do that on the walls, and I like not doing it on the walls in case I had to remove any wall panels. I have that versatility as well. So when you're talking about your wall systems, when you're talking about sheathing on the deck, it changes everything as far as attaching your roof. And so I like being able for my roof to go straight into metal and not having a wood deck. Otherwise, I would have to spend more money to create a substrate on the top with the additional framing. I hope that makes sense. So the R sheathing would not work on the roof area. What we're doing to help prevent the transfer of heat from the purlins is we'll spray the bottom of the purlin with closed cell in that 1.5 inch space, which we have stud that sits over the purlin when we're creating our framing underneath for the sheetrock. So we'll spray up to a point, all the way down the line. Hopefully that makes sense. But WR Farms is a great question. I love talking about this stuff. There's a lot of videos out there about it as well. But the Zip R sheathing, I think it's here to stay. I love the waterproofing on the exterior walls. And I like not double framing my walls just because I don't have like a 10-inch window sills and door openings, and or not 10 inches but 12 inches sometimes. Like you have the 8-inch wall purlins and you have 4-inch studs or 2x4 studs. It makes your window sills and ledges like 12 inches, which is a tremendous amount of wasted space. So for that reason, I do the 2x6 studded walls, and it's just an added step to use that zip system, which gives us a great thermal break by itself as far as air tightness. But we have not used the R sheathing yet. I'm not opposed to it. A lot of it has to do with budget, and I would use the rock wool if somebody wanted to go that direction instead of spray foam. I'm not opposed to it at all. So that's my thoughts on it. I hope sharing my insight, some of my ways of thinking might contribute to somebody else's figuring. But it's a sunshine, beautiful day. If you haven't already subscribed, do it now. You could also follow us on Facebook, Instagram. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching. Texas Best.